I'm Tom O'Neill, a landscape photographer from the northwest of England. Subscribe and join me as I photograph epic mountainscapes, serene lakes, majestic seascapes, and magnificent waterfalls. This is Solo Photo Ventures. Hello there. Now today I'm actually I'm taking a walk up the stunning mountain range above Conway. Now this is literally Conwy Mountain, and as you can see, even though it's July, the heathers are pretty much in full bloom. It's probably a little early. I'd normally expect to see it about 2 or 3 weeks later than this, but I'm not going to complain. What it means is I'm in for some grand images, but I haven't really got time today to stop and take photographs here because we're nearly at sunset. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours from sunset, and I'm heading somewhere I haven't actually been before, but I've seen it a few times from down in the road, and I'm hoping it's going to yield some good images. Just over the North Wales Expressway, there's a tunnel and a little peninsula that kind of juts out towards the sea. I'm hoping I'll be able to get some nice images when it's sunset. I'm also hoping, with a pinch of luck, to get some nice blue hour images with a bit of that sunset just in the horizon. wild horses. Absolutely fantastic. All this heather looks absolutely stunning. Hopefully when we get where we're going, we'll have time to snap some images, because it's really vibrant. I haven't seen it looking like this in a very long time. I'm seeing photos and compositions everywhere, but I really do need to get to where I'm going, because it's an area I don't know, and while I've got ideas of photos in mind, I don't know it. So, as beautiful as this is looking, we need to crack on. Now it is a bit sketchy walking up here, because we are quite a distance from the ground. Luckily I didn't bring any wine with me this time. When my wife sees this video, she's going to kill me. I'm not walking too fast because A, I don't want to fall, and B, there are sheep up here and I don't want them to fall either. And I am sweating like a brick shithouse. Part of the reason because I'm fat and unhealthy, but the main reason, it is absolutely roasting today. It's not hiking weather when you're a big man. But I think you'll agree that's worth it. Okay, so I've found the area I want to be. Sadly, it's at the end of this. It's at the end of this peninsula. And it's not actually that easy to get to. Now I could go down, I could show you over here, I could go down there and hike round to it. I'll be about a quarter of a mile around all the way to get back. There's no way down this side because you saw before the cliffs. However, that was where I was going to go when I decided to wild camp up here. Now, I've set that aside for several reasons. Number one, as I've mentioned in other videos, I'm here on a family holiday. I don't want to spend all my time out away from my wife and daughter, so that's not fair on them. Number two, it is late July, soon beginning of August. I don't want to tick on my arse after sleeping up here the night. But on the bright side, I have found a composition I'm happy with. This little crop of land I'm on now affords me a great view over here towards Llandudno and the Great Orme. I reckon at golden hour and sunset we're going to get a lot of nice side lighting on that, because the sun's going to set over here somewhere. I don't know why it's setting more in the north recently. If anybody knows that, let me know. Because I could swear 20 years ago the sun set over that way, over Anglesey, in late July. Unless I'm just being thick. The second is this shot you can kind of see down here. I want this at sunset. Imagine all that in silhouette with the sunset behind it. Beautiful colours. I can bring the land out later. More importantly, below us is the North Wales Expressway. And the idea I've got in mind for that, I'm hoping as the light diminishes up here, cars are putting the lights on, I'm hoping to get some long exposure and have some light trails going down that. I'm hoping to get that at blue hour. I'm hoping to get a touch of colour in the distance, dark sort of blue up here, light trails down there. That's the plan. As we know, plans always work out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up my camera, make sure the composition I've got in mind will work, and yeah, I want to see what I can actually make of this landscape. And if I can't make anything of this, it's time to give up photography. I've set up my camera, been having a good play with the drone up here, as you've seen. I hope I haven't annoyed you too much with the footage. I hope you've enjoyed the footage, but there's just so much to get up here that I couldn't help myself. It is absolutely stunning. Now, as you can see behind me, the sun is starting to dip. We are in golden hour now. We've got exactly 1 hour before sunset. I may take that shot in a moment because I like it. I've set up my camera on this little peninsula here. I've set up favouring the heather as a foreground on this side, looking at the Great Orme, Llandudno and the Little Orme, and getting a bit of this the Conway Peninsula down here in. And what I'm hoping, when the sun actually sets, I'm hoping that there'll be some side light over there. I'm hoping some of those windows will be hit by the colour of the sun, and I'm hoping that will make a good shot. I'm hoping the cloud we've got in the distance there, I'm hoping that will actually light up. At the moment, the sun's behind that cloud over there, but it is shedding some nice warm colour down at the bottom there and on the sea. Now, I quite like that. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to snap a shot of that as well. But with this composition, I've got this mountain here in the shot. I've got the sea there, making up the top right corner of the image. And no, the top right lower corner, the bottom right corner of the image. I'm getting myself confused now. And the sky making up the top corner of the image. That'll make more sense when you actually see the photo, but what I'm hoping the light as it goes down will kick off. Now this composition, I'm also hoping to take this one at blue hour, or at least about half an hour after sunset. Now the hope is that there'll be a nice warm glow on the horizon over there. This will all be darkened off, as you'd expect, and I can darken that even more in post and bring out that nice warm hue in the distance. And I'm hoping the North Wales Expressway remains quite busy. I'm hoping to get a few light trails on there as I take the shot. Now, I'll probably do that as long exposure. We're going to have to come to that as we come to it. So first of all, let me set up for this shot with the sun as it is now. Okay, so this first shot, I'm going to spin you around a moment so you can see what I'm looking at on the back of the screen. Hopefully you can see that. Now you can see I've got the headland here making up this left hand side of the image. When I bring that out, that should bring out the heather and the colour of the heather. I've got a bit of the heather in the foreground at the bottom here, and over here we've got the sea reflecting that nice golden colour, and as you can see we've got the nice detail in these clouds. And that is my first shot. Now that's 125th of a second, f8, ISO 100. The reason that's caught my eye is because when I first saw it, the sun was coming through the clouds. It was creating some nice light rays, which I quite liked. If that shot is any good, here's that shot. Okay, so I reckon I've got about 10 minutes before that sun behind me dips below the cloud and sheds some golden light onto land unknown, the Great Orme, and maybe, if I'm lucky, some of this heather in front of me. So I'll talk you through the composition I'm going to get now, and then I'll just take the photo and put it up after. Not sure what the settings are, but I'm going to be using f10 for the aperture, ISO 100 for the ISO. I'm looking pretty much directly at the Great Orme. The Great Orme is actually dominating the lower portion of my image. I've got quite a bit of the sky in. Now, I am taking a bit of a punt on this, that I'm going to get some nice colour on that sky. It's a chance I'm just going to have to take that one. But I've got my foreground set for all this heather that I've got in front of me. I'm going to focus stack that. I'm going to take two separate images for the foreground, one for the peninsula of Conway there, and one directly on the Great Orme at the back. I may not need all them, not at f10, but given what I'm trying to create with this image and how sharp I want it, I'd rather have all those images than well, hike up all the way here again when I've got other places I need to be going this week. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, for some of that nice golden warm lighting to hit the windows in the town opposite. and maybe light up the Great Orme and the Llandudno. It's all a gamble at the moment because there is that cloud on the horizon. I am very much reliant on it dipping below that cloud, shedding some light over there, and I'm going to have to get my shot. Whatever I do get, here it comes. So the lights finally, as you can tell by my face, the lights finally come below the cloud over there, and as you can see, it has lit up the background, the scenery behind me. Now, it didn't light up the Great Orme and Llandudno as much as I would have liked, but it did light it up just enough. I'm going to have to say how it translates on the image, but I think we've got something pretty good there. Just a touch of colour in the sky, very subtle. What I'm going to have to do is, when I get back to the computer, I'm going to have to decide how best to edit that image and how best to utilise it. Now, that was a 4-image focus stack, so it's maximum sharpness all the way from the heather all the way to Llandudno itself. Now for this shot, I'm just waiting for the sun to finish going down behind me, and whatever colour we get from that in the sky above. As I mentioned before, I've set my composition with I've got a touch of the heather in front of me, but that's not a priority in this particular shot. The priority is the headland over there, the road leading to it, and the colour in the background with Anglesey and all the mountains creating a layer. It's quite hazy in the distance, so that's creating a nice layering effect and adding depth to the image. All in all, I think we're going to get a bit of colour on these clouds above me. I'm going to get a nice kiss of light on the sea. All in all, I think we're going to have a pretty special image when it actually goes down. If this image is any good, here it comes. Okay, so I've changed my composition. I was on that bit of headland over there. Now I've come over here because I'm getting a much better shot at the North Wales Expressway down there. Now, as you can see in the distance, I've pretty much lost the light now. The sun's dipped behind a cloud, so there isn't going to be anything more to be had sunset wise. I did get a shot from here just before with the sun while it was still up. I also got a shot over there. Now I'm setting up for the light trail shot down below there, so this is going to be a long exposure. I'm set for a 30-second exposure. I've got my 6-stop ND filter on. We're at f10 and I've set my ISO to 35. That's in order to bring down the amount of light that's actually coming in to give me the much longer exposure. Now hopefully that should stretch out these lights that we're getting, the light trails from the cars. It should also move this cloud over a bit as well. That's a shot for about another 10 minutes time when it's got a bit darker. If it's any good, here's the shot. So as you can probably tell, it's now pretty dark. We're about, I'd say about 3/4 of an hour after sunset, although the embers are still burning quite brightly in the distance there. I think I managed to get the shot I wanted, but I'm not going to know till I edit it. You'll have seen it before I do, in a way. I would have liked to stay there a bit longer and got just a bit darker. I would have liked to have been seeing stars up there and have it much darker in the distance there, but that's an unfamiliar ridge line to me, so walking along it in the dark, not a good idea. As you can see, the landscape's already quite dark, although the sensor and the ISO settings on the GoPro are making it look that little bit brighter than it actually is. It's not quite bad enough that I need a torch yet, but what I'm actually seeing, that mountain in the distance, I can only just make out features of it, but other than that it's pretty dark, which tells me how amazing these GoPros are. But I'm happy with the shots I've got tonight. I'm so happy I came out. I'm looking forward to the next mountain climb. There are a couple more mountains that I want to get in the bag while I'm actually here. I'm not necessarily fussed on it being at sunset. I want a relatively clear day. Hopefully they will be coming up soon. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. If I actually manage to find my way back down. Bye for now.